Good evening, friends. Thank you very much for joining us this evening on the occasion of 17th Foundation Day of National Gallery of Modern Art, Bengaluru. It is my privilege on behalf of NGMA Bengaluru and Ministry of Culture, Government of India, to warmly welcome each one of you and present here this evening. As a part of the Foundation Day celebration, we are delighted to present Yellamma and Other Stories, a 75-minute performance with the Urban Folk Project. Today's performance is by Ms. Shilpa Modubi Kothakota and Mr. Aditya Kothakota, founder of Urban Folk Project based in Kalburgi. For over 8 years, they have been working at the intersection of folk music, theatre, community-based research, bringing marginalized voice, lived history into a contemporary performance space. Yellamma and Other Stories is one of their most widely performed works, explore, exploring them, exploring themes of faith, gender, caste, and survival through power, music, and storytelling. As a special gesture to mark our Foundation Day, entry to the museum will be free for all visitors on 18th of February 2026. Please join us warmly welcoming the artist. We wish you a meaningful and memorable evening today. Thank you.
Can you help us with the AC? Can we switch off the ACs on the stage, please?
Sorry, just give us a minute.
Good evening, everyone. This story begins with my grandmother. I used to go to the village, sometimes with my grandmother during Dasra. And during Dasra, on one of the nights, there would be a function in the Lakshmi Gudi, in the Lakshmi temple. Now, this temple was in the middle of the village, and coming from Dalit homes, you would walk from the periphery to the center on this day to watch this function. As you would walk, you would have people join you with their mufflers, shawl, pillows, mats. They're all walking towards Lakshmi Gudi. And as you get closer to the center of the city, center of the village, you would have more lights, music, and a song rising into the air. ಕುಂತಲ್ಲೇ ಕುಂತಿಲ್ಲ ನಿಂತಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಂತಿಲ್ಲ ಏ ರಾಮೋ ರಾಮೋ
ರಾಮೋ ರಾಮೋ
ಕುಂತಲ್ಲೇ ಕುಂತಿಲ್ಲ ನಿಂತಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಂತಿಲ್ಲ ಏ ರಾಮೋ ರಾಮೋ
ಹೇ ರಾಮೋ ರಾಮೋ
ಹಿಂಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ ಹಿಡ್ದಾಳ ದಾರಿ ಏ ರಾಮೋ ರಾಮೋ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ ಹಿಡ್ದಾಳ ದಾರಿ
ಹೇ ರಾಮೋ ರಾಮೋ
ಹಿಂಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ ಹಿಡ್ದಾಳ ದಾರಿ ಏ ರಾಮೋ ರಾಮೋ
ಹಿಂಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಿಡ್ದಾಳ ದಾರಿ ಹೇ ರಾಮೋ ರಾಮೋ.
This was a play called Yellamma and Other, an overnight play that talks to us about the story, the miracle, the myth of Renuka Yellamma. And this is her story. Once upon a time, there was a king, Renuka Raja.
And a queen, Bhogavati Devi.
Both Renuka Raja and Bhogavati Devi were wonderful rulers, benevolent, good to their people, but they did not have children. So people started to talk that the king and the queen don't have an heir. The news reached the queen. Concerned, she goes to the king and she says, Raja, we must have a child. Do something.
But Bhogavati, we have been doing whatever we needed to do. Nothing seems to be happening.
I said,
Maybe we should ask Shiva. He may be able to help us.
and we must. And so they did. Days and days of pujas, homas, havanas, yagnas. Shiva finally believed their commitment and blessed them with a baby girl. Call her Renuka, because Renuka in Sanskrit means fine grains of sand. And she was a fine girl like that. She grew up to be very sensible, very beautiful, Sundar, Sushil, Gunavanti. She wanted to be an environmentalist. She was a feminist. She was a left liberal.
But what did she want to grow up to be?
She wanted to be a trad one. And so, one young teenage Renuka was frolicking around the palace when a Swami comes to the king's court.
Renuka Raja, I want a pot of water fresh from the river so I can wash my feet, hands and face before I can enter your palace. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Renuka gets excited. She goes to her dad and she says, Daddy, Daddy, he's a Shiva Bhakta. I'm a Shiva Bhakti. If I do this for this Aja, Shiva might be impressed with me. Can I please do this, Daddy?
Sure, my child. Go on. Take your girlfriends with you.
And so she and her girlfriends went into the forest. All of them giggling, laughing. The beginning of a teen public. They're all laughing, sharing gossip about who ran away with who. This reminds me, though, of the first time that you and I watched the Renuka Yellamma.
When we had just got married 3 years ago.
Yeah, about 14, 15 years ago. We'd gone to the village, and my father, who's sitting here with us today, had commissioned the Yellamma and Other, the overnight play. And I remember this scene. The trans woman who was playing Renuka is in the forest, and this is the scene. She is with two friends, played by toothless old men, and they're following Renuka. And they ask her, Renuka, ಇಷ್ಟು ಮಂದಿ ಜವಾನ್ ಹುಡುಗರು ಕುಂತಾರ ಇವತ್ತಿವಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ಲಿ ಕೂರ್ತಾರ ಜವಾನ್ ಮಂದಿ ಹುಡುಗರು ಕುಂತಾರ, ಇವ್ರಾಗ ಯಾರಿಗ್ ಮದಿ ಆಗ್ತಿ?
Renuka, so many young eligible bachelors sitting in the crowd. Who would you choose if you had to marry someone?
And she turned around and said, ನಾ ಇವನಿಗೆ ಮದಿ ಆಗ್ತೀನಿ.
She pointed right at me. The entire crowd, they turned and looked at me in unison, and I had just frozen, didn't know what to do.
But the old man, he did not skip a beat. He immediately chimed in with, ಎಲ್ಲ ಹುಚ್ಚು ಸುಳಿ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಹೆಂಗ ಮದಿ ಆಗತಿ, ನಾಟಕ ಮಾಡಿಸಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರ ಹೊಸ ಹಳೆಯ ಹಣ.
You stupid.
Beep, beep, beep.
You know the person who paid for today's play? It's his new son-in-law. How can you get married to him?
And just like that, they had sucked him in, spat him back out, and the play moved on. They go to the river. Renuka fills a pot of water, and on the way back to the palace, she hears a voice.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Who is it? Who is it, she wonders. A deep voice,
Om Namah
deep in concentration,
Shivaya.
like an obstinate force, grabs hold of her, and she starts to walk closer and closer to the voice. She walks and she walks till she reaches a clearing. At the edge of this clearing, there is a large tree under which sits a man. Saffron dhoti, nama, patte, Janivar. Rudrakshi male sits on his chest, above his six-pack abs. His grey, salt and pepper hair dancing on his face in the wind. She takes one good look at him. He looks hot. She goes to him and she says, Swami, will you marry me?
Who are you? I am Jamadagni. I am a sage. I live under the sky and off this earth.
Okay.
You look like some princess from some palace.
I am Swami.
Not interested. Leave me alone. Get lost.
Daddy! She goes back home crying to her dad. She says, Daddy, I went to the forest. I met this man. I fell in love with him. I asked him to marry me. Guess what he said?
What could he have said?
Get lost.
What? Who could say get lost to my daughter?
And Renuka Raja loses it twice as much as the daughter. Because now it becomes about his name. Who can say no to his daughter? So he makes a few calls. He tries to find out who Jamadagni is. And then he finally finds out he is the student of Agastya. So he calls Agastya. He says, Agastya, what is wrong with my daughter? What is wrong with your student? Ask him to marry her. So then Agastya has to call Jamadagni. And he tells Jamadagni, know when to say no. You will always need the protection and patronage of kings. She's a nice girl. Marry her. Marry. And Jamadagni says,
Okay, whatever.
and they get married. Big wedding, like an Ambani wedding. Huge parties. Less ritual, more drinking. Even elephants are eating biryani. And then she has to say bye to everything that she has known. Her big XL king size bed, the peacocks, the jacuzzi, the flat screen TV, and go live Bear Grill styles in the forest. She agrees. And she says bye to everyone she's known. Tauramani tali kotiye, atti mani akal kotiye, kari laga bandun moindun dhariye, nada dewa kida mariye. ಹಾರೋ ಚಿಟ್ಟಿ ಹಾಡೋ ಬಾಕಿ ಹೂವಿನ ದಂಡಿ ಹಣ್ಣಿನ ರಾಂಬಿ ತಮ್ಮ ತಂಗಿ ತಂದಿ ತಾಯಿ ನಡದೇವ ಗಿಡ ಮಾರಿಯೇ ನಡದೇವ ಗಿಡ ಮಾರಿಯೇ. Everyone who came for the wedding is gone. Husband and wife, newly married, they're walking and walking for days, maybe weeks, who's counting? But not a word has been exchanged between them. And she thinks all the fanfare is over. Now starts the real work. ನನ್ನ ನಿನ್ನ ಗಂಟ ಹಾಕಿ ನಡೆದು ರವ್ವ ಮಂದಿಯಲ್ಲ ನಿನ್ನ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತು ನಿಂತ ಅದು ಗಂಟಿ ಧಾರಿ ಗುಂಟ ಅದು ಗಂಟಿ ಧಾರಿ ಗುಂಟ. How will I make this man happy? How will I make him love me? A heart full of dreams, full of hope. She imagines, I will make new rangolis every day. I will ferment all the vegetables. I'll make sure he's eating pranic food. I'll change the upholstery. He will love me. But how to know what's in his heart? ನಿನ್ನ ಸಂಗ ಬಾಳ್ಯ ಹ್ಯಾಂಗ ಹ್ಯಾಂಗ ನಿನ್ನ ಸಂಗ ಬಾಳ್ಯ ಹ್ಯಾಂಗ ನಿನ್ನ ಮನದ ಮೋಡಿ ಹ್ಯಾಂಗ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನ ಮಾತು ತಿಳಿಯುವುದು ಹ್ಯಾಂಗ ನಡದೇವ ಗಿಡ ಮರಿಯೇ ನಡದೇವ ಗಿಡ ಮರಿಯೇ. I will make him love me. This is my fairy tale. It will happen. Here begins my happily ever after.
Soon as Renuka stepped into her new house, Jamadagni calls out to her.
Renuka!
Swami?
Renuka, you see that mountain over there?
Which mountain, Swami?
That one.
Yes, Swami.
Behind Ashokamut.
Yes.
You have to climb up and down that hill. On the other side, there's a river. Malaprabha Nadi.
Mm-hmm.
You have to sit down at this river and bring me water from this.
Okay, Swami.
Wait. You have to make me a pot, Renuka. A pot not made out of clay but sand. A pot made out of sand in which you will fill the water and bring that water to me.
Okay, Swami.
Wait, there's more. You have to coax a snake to sit on your head as a holster. And then fill the pot of sand with water, place it on the snake and bring that water back home to me.
Is that all, Swami?
Yeah.
Okay, Swami.
And so she went. She walks to that mountain. She climbs up and down that mountain. Sits down on the sandy banks of Malaprabha Nadi. And she prays. Wudha, 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 pot of sand, not clay. Wudha, 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 wudha. Snake, she hypnotizes a snake. Coaxes it onto her head. Fills this pot of water with water. Places it on the snake and she walks back home. And she's thinking, what a cheeky man. Of course he knew I could do this. He was only testing me. And now that I've passed the test, he's going to love me. And love me how?
Jamadagni, who had actually given Renuka an impossible task to accomplish, hoping that she would never return, Saw her in the distance, pot on her head with that snake coiled. She was strutting towards the house, and he was amazed.
Renuka,
Yes, Swami.
Renuka,
Yes, Swami.
you're amazing.
Thank you, Swami.
You're magical.
Thank you, Swami.
You are stupendous.
Thank you, Swami.
Renuka,
Hmm.
I know what you must do.
What?
You're going to make a pot just like this and bring me water every day for my pujas.
Okay, Swami.
And she did this every day. Renuka, she would bring that water. She'd walk to that mountain. She'd climb up the mountain. She'd get down on the mountain and sit down on the sandy banks of the river. And she'd make the pot. She'd bring water. She'd make the pot, bring water, make the pot, bring water, make the pot, bring water, make the pot, and bring water. But one day, many days have passed. We don't know how many days she did this. But one day, Uda, pot is getting made. Uda, snake has come, coiled onto her. And now she's filling this pot, about to place it on her head. On the other side of that river, she sees a Gandharva couple. They're playing in the water. They're touching each other. They're hugging each other. They're kissing. Family show. She sees this and she thinks, my God, that must be love. But if that is love, what I have must be a compromise. That thought crossed her mind, and in a fraction of a second, that pot broke. Pot broke. Snake slithered her. Yo, how? So she tries to do the whole process again. Wudha, 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 wudha. Wudha, 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 wudha. She's wasted the whole day. There's a Jamadagni sitting at home, waiting for his water. She tells herself, it's a small technical difficulty. I've done it all these days. It's just one day. I'm sure he'll get it. And she goes back home.
Jamadagni, waiting for that pot of water all day, pacing up and down in front of his house, turns and sees in the distance Renuka walking. No pot, no snake, and she's completely wet. Jamadagni loses it.
Renuka!
Swami.
ಎಷ್ಟು ಧೈರ್ಯ ನಿನಗ?
But Swami.
How dare you disobey?
No, Swami.
How dare you disrespect?
But Swami.
You have disobeyed me, hence you've disrespected.
No, Swami.
I never wanted a wife like you.
No, Swami.
And now you've come back with this natak. No, I will not have you.
But
I banish you to the forest. I do not want to see your face again. Get lost.
No.
ಕುಂತಲ್ಲೇ ಕುಂತಿಲ್ಲ ನಿಂತಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಂತಿಲ್ಲ ರಾಮ ಕುಂತಲ್ಲೇ ಕುಂತಿಲ್ಲ ನಿಂತಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಂತಿಲ್ಲ ರಾಮ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ ಹಿಡ್ದಾಳ ದಾರಿ ರಾಮರ
ಹಿಂಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ ಹಿಡ್ದಾಳ ದಾರಿ ರಾಮರ
ಹಿಂಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ ಹಿಡ್ದಾಳ ದಾರಿ ರಾಮರ
ಹಿಂಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ ಹಿಡ್ದಾಳ ದಾರಿ ರಾಮರ.
Banished in the forest, a princess with very little skills to do real things. It's the magic stuff that she's good. And now she's thinking, what do I do now? So she thinks, okay, I only told my father I want to marry this guy. And now he's kicked me out of the house. I can't go back. Too much self-respect. I must make it happen on my own. So she says, I'm going to go begging. ಅಂಗಯ್ಯಾಗ ಹಡಗಿ ಮುಂಗಯ್ಯಾಗ ಝೊಳಗಿ ರಾಮ ಅಂಗಯ್ಯಾಗ ಹಡಗಿ ಮುಂಗಯ್ಯಾಗ ಝೊಳಗಿ ರಾಮ ಹಗಲ ಜೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ತಾನಡೆದಾಳ ಏ ರಾಮರ
ಹಗಲ ಜೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ತಾನಾಡಿದಾಳ ಏ ರಾಮರ
ಹಗಲ ಜೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ತಾನಡೆದಾಳ ಏ ರಾಮರ
ಹಗಲ ಜೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ತಾನಾಡಿದಾಳ ಏ ರಾಮರ
ಹಗಲ ಜೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ತಾನಡೆದಾಳ ರಾಮ ಹಗಲ ಜೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ತಾನಡೆದಾಳ ರಾಮ ಬಂಜಿ ಬಂದಾಳೆಂದು ದಾರಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟಾರ ಏ ರಾಮರ
ಬಂಜಿ ಬಂದಾಲೆಂದು ದಾರಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟಾರ ಏ ರಾಮರ
ಬಂಜಿ ಬಂದಾಳೆಂದು ತಟ್ಟಿ ಮುಚ್ಚಾರ ಏ ರಾಮರ
ಬಂಜಿ ಬಂದಾಲೆಂದು ತಟ್ಟಿ ಮುಚ್ಚಾರ ಏ ರಾಮರ
She's tried begging, but people will not give her alms. Banji Bandala, Koddi Bandala. She's a childless woman. She's a single woman without a family. They avoid her. So she says, I'm going to work in someone's house and make it happen. ಕುಟ್ಟವರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಟ್ಟಲು ಹೋದರೆ ರಾಮ ಕುಟ್ಟವರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಟ್ಟಲು ಹೋದರೆ ರಾಮ ಅಂಜಿ ಬಂದಾಳೆಂದು ತಟ್ಟಿ ಮುಚ್ಚಾರ ಏ ರಾಮರ
ಬಂಜಿ ಬಂದಾಲೆಂದು ತಟ್ಟಿ ಮುಚ್ಚಾರ ಏ ರಾಮರ
ಬಂಜಿ ಬಂದಾಳೆಂದು ಬಾಗಿಲು ಮುಚ್ಚಾರ ಏ ರಾಮರ
ಬಂಜಿ ಬಂದಾಲೆಂದು ಬಾಗಿಲು ಮುಚ್ಚಾರ ಏ ರಾಮರ
ಶಿವ 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 what fate is this? They won't let me into their homes. They won't let me into their villages because I'm a single woman. They let me in today. They believe I'm going to run away with their husband tomorrow. So no, I must ask for Shiva's help. So she sits down and she summons him. Uda 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 and Shiva agreed. ಹೋಗ್ಯದ
ರೇಣುಕಾ
ಶಿವ
ರೇಣುಕಾ
ಶಿವಯ್ಯ
ರೇಣುಕಾ
ತಂದೆ
ರೇಣುಕಾ
ಮುಂದುವರಿ
What you doing here so far away from your husband in this god-forsaken forest, Renuka?
that husband he has kicked me out of the house Shiva. He claims that I'm unfaithful Shiva, that I'm unfaithful.
Stupid fellow.
I know.
What do you want, Renuka?
Renuka wants a reason to live Shiva. I don't know what I will do Shiva. Give me a reason to live Shiva.
I am very good at doing that, Renuka. I give you a great reason to live.
Awesome.
I will establish a linga here.
Oh,
You build a temple around.
me
Yes.
building?
Then you will travel near and far and gather devotees and followers and patrons.
Oh.
And they will take care of you for the rest of your life, Renuka. And guess what?
Yes.
You will achieve Mukti, Renuka, Mukti.
Mukti.
Mhm.
Mukti Shiva. But I don't want that.
Who doesn't want Mukti?
Shiva, Shiva, I asked for a reason to live Shiva.
Mhm.
You do one thing.
Mm.
You give me a child.
Not joking.
No.
Not possible, Renuka.
Why?
What will people say? You don't have your husband by your side? No, no.
That's not your problem, Shiva. If I don't have a child, people won't let me into the villages.
I don't
I
have
don't
any
have a
more
life.
children to give, Renuka. All given away.
No, Shiva.
Mm.
You have to give me a child or kill me, Shiva. You have to give me a child that is born to me today and dies the next day, but you have to give me a child, Shiva. ಸಂಜಿನೆ ಹುಟ್ಟಲಿ ಮುಂಜಿನೆ ಸಾಯಲಿ ರಾಮ ಸಂಜಿನೆ ಹುಟ್ಟಲಿ ಮುಂಜಿನೆ ಸಾಯಲಿ ರಾಮ ನನಗೊಂದು ವರವ ಕೊಡೋ ಹಡದಯ್ಯ ಏ ರಾಮರ ನನಗೊಂದು ವರವ ಕೊಡೋ ಹಡದಯ್ಯ ಏ ರಾಮರ ನನಗೊಂದು ವರವ ಕೊಡೋ ಹಡದಯ್ಯ ಏ ರಾಮರ ನನಗೊಂದು ವರವ
Okay. Wait. Maybe I have a child to give you.
Really?
Better yet, it's a boy.
Oh,
But there's a small problem.
what is the problem, Shiva?
See, he's going to be extremely painful
Mm-hmm.
through pregnancy,
Okay.
through childbirth,
Okay.
even more so while he's growing up.
That's every child, Shiva.
Yes. And you, like every mother, are going to love him,
Of course.
nourish him,
Yes.
nurture him.
Yes.
He will grow up to be a fine young man, will be recorded in our history.
Ah,
But he will turn around one day and kill you, Renu.
kill me.
Small problem.
Shiva, I don't think I can live without being a mother at this point, Shiva. It's better to live as a mother than to live at all. Give me that child. Give him to me. Bananas?
Yes, hold on for instructions. You have to find a source of water in it.
Okay.
Drink 3 hands full.
Okay.
Eat these bananas and you shall be pregnant. Remember, water first, bananas next, and you shall be pregnant. Tathastu!
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, Shiva, thank you. That seems pretty simple. So she looks for water. She walks a little bit of a distance and she sees that there is a pond full of water. She puts her hand in, the water disappears. So she walks. She walks further. She finds a stream coming down a hill. She puts her hand underneath that stream. The water in the stream recedes. That's odd. I'm going to walk to the river, she says. And she walks to Malaprabha Nadi. And by the banks, when she reaches, she takes both her hands, she puts it into the river, and the entire river evaporates. Shiva! What is this cruel joke, Shiva? Why do you want to keep me from not having a child? I'm going to sit right here, wait for the monsoons to fill this water, have this banana, and be pregnant. So she waits.
Days turn to weeks, weeks to months. The monsoon season comes, but not a single drop of rain. She decides to wait longer. One more year, maybe two, we don't know. No rains. The area is affected by a severe drought. In the distance, a king and his men are returning home along that dried up river bank after having won a battle. They see Renuka in the distance, sitting there with those two bananas in her hand, and decide to approach her for help.
Hungry, bruised, battered, and parched. After all the raping and pillaging, these men approach me.
Devi, Devi,
Hmm.
I am Kartivi Raja from Saudatti.
Mhm.
My men and I are hungry and thirsty. Will you be able to help us?
Kartiviraja, I sit here with two bananas. These are mine. But you can go seek help from Jamadagni. He's a sage, he sits on Gokak Gudda, and he will surely take care of your needs. Now be off and don't bother me.
Thank you, Devi. Chalo!
And he leaves. Jamadagni, with the sight of this army and the king, opens his arms, welcomes them, feeds them, gives them enough to drink and smoke, and there's a party. The king is impressed. He's thinking, how is this old man figuring this entire scene out? So he starts to think.
So much food
Mm,
and water,
mm,
abundance.
mm.
But how?
Turns out it was the holy cow. There was Kamadeni, a heavenly cow, given to Jamadagni for safekeeping. And she was eternally tied to him. And so she could go only where he could go. Kartiviraja starts to think again.
Kamadenu. I want you. I need you. And I shall have you.
Saying this, he sent his men. And the men tugged at her horns, tugged at her feet, but Kamadhenu would not budge. She kicked them, she bumped them, she flung them all over the place and said, Kartiviraja, please stop wasting my time and stop wasting your time. I am eternally tied to Jamadagni. Where he goes, I go. So Kartiviraja had to re strategize. He started to think again. And this time round, he took matters into his own hands. He waits for Jamadagni to sit down for his meditation, creeps up behind him, pulls out his sword, and beheads him. And then takes Jamadagni's head, turns it into a locket, and ties it to Kamadhenu's neck. Kamadhenu's like, oh, he's right here. Now let's go. They march Kamadhenu down Gokak Gudda, across the dry riverbed of Malaprabha Nadi, and start walking towards Saudati. And Shiva sees this as an opportune moment, opens Ganga, lets her flow as Malaprabha, mixing Jamadagni's freshly severed head and the blood that had dripped on the riverbed. His DNA gets mixed in the water, reaches downstream to Renuka. Renuka takes 3 handsful of water, eats a banana, and becomes pregnant.
And Renuka is pregnant with none other than the undefeated champion of the South, the axe wielder, the widow maker, the bloodthirsty Parashurama.
Who in this story is a complete sociopath. He did not want to come down his vagina, his mother's vagina in one story. In a version, he breaks open his mother's back, jumps ahead in front of her and says, hello, mother, I'm born.
You remember the time when we watched Yellamma and Other, the actor placed a doll under the
Yeah,
saddle.
yeah, yeah. The trans woman who plays Renuka is sitting like this. And she has these dolls. You remember those dolls? They had these big eyelashes. If you tilted them, they'd back their eyes. You remember those dolls? So it's one of those dolls. And this one is wearing a camo outfit, like a soldier with a hat and boots and everything. So she shoves it in her sari like this. And then using her hand from behind, she propels this doll. Boing! It lands in the audience. And usually the toothless old man comes and picks up this doll and says, ಏನು ಕೂಸ ರೇಣುಕ ನೀನು ಹೊಟ್ಟಿ ಸೋಮಾರ ಸಂತಿ ಆಗ್ಯದ ಈ ಕೂಸ ರೆಡಿ ರೆಡಿ ಬಂದ.
What a beautiful child, Renuka. What a beautiful child. But is your womb like a Monday market because the sun has come out all dressed up and ready?
And then this doll is given a bath. Sometimes. Sometimes it happens to be one notorious kid. Usually this part of the play is maybe 3-4 hours into the running time. And at this time, most kids are asleep. But the ones who are not asleep will get pulled up and given a bath at some 2 in the morning. And after that, this doll is put to sleep. A lullaby is sung for this doll. The ritual then begins, where women who've not had children, who have sick children, who have a manat that has not been completed, go and take this cradle and swing this cradle and sing a performative lullaby which goes like this. Tugtala jalvayyari, tugtala jalvayyari, anandamai tugtala jalvayyari. ತೂಗಿ ತೂಗಿ ಸಪ್ಪಳದಾಗ ಗಪ್ಪನೆ ರಾಮ ಮಲ್ಗ್ಯಾನವ್ವ
ಗಪ್ಪನೆ ರಾಮ ಮಲ್ಗ್ಯಾನವ್ವ
ಗಪ್ಪನೆ ರಾಮ ಮಲ್ಗ್ಯಾನವ್ವ
ಗಪ್ಪನೆ ರಾಮ ಮಲ್ಗ್ಯಾನ
ದೇವಿ ನಾಲಾರ ನಾಲರಗ್ಯ ತೆರ ಕೂಡಿ ನಲಿದಾಡಿ ತೂಗುವಾಗ ತೂಗುತ್ತಾಳ ಜಾಲುವಯ್ಯಾರಿ ಆನಂದ ಮಾಯಿ ತೂಗುತ್ತಾಳ ಜಾಲುವಯ್ಯಾರಿ
ತೂಗುತ್ತಾಳ ಜಾಲುವಯ್ಯಾರಿ ಆನಂದ ಮಾಯಿ ತೂಗುತ್ತಾಳ ಜಾಲುವಯ್ಯಾರಿ.
ಅಂಗಯ್ಯಂಬ ಮನಿ ಒಳಗ ಲಿಂಗವೆಂಬ ತೊಟ್ಟಿಲ ಕಟ್ಟಿ
ಲಿಂಗವೆಂಬ ತೊಟ್ಟಿಲ ಕಟ್ಟಿ
ಲಿಂಗವೆಂಬ ತೊಟ್ಟಿಲ ಕಟ್ಟಿ
ಲಿಂಗವೆಂಬ ತೊಟ್ಟಿಲ
ದೇವಿ
ಕಟ್ಟಿ
ನಾಲಾರ ನಾಲರ ಗೆಳತೆರ ಕೂಡಿ ನಲಿದಾಡಿ ತೂಗುವಾಗ ತೂಗುತ್ತಾಳ ಜಾಲುವಯ್ಯಾರಿ ಆನಂದ ಮಾಯಿ ತೂಗುತ್ತಾಳ ಜಾಲುವಯ್ಯಾರಿ
ತೂಗುತ್ತಾಳ ಜಾಲವಯ್ಯಾರಿ ಆನಂದ ಮಾಯಿ ತೂಗುತ್ತಾಳ ಜಾಲವಯ್ಯಾರಿ.
Now Parshurama is growing up. The mother, of course, her whole life is this child. She surrounds herself with just him and everything to do with him. She doesn't want him to grow up and move further and further away from her home, from her eyes, from her courtyard. She wants him in front of him always. There is a beautiful song called Adiba Magane, one of my Chaudhki teachers taught it to us. You can find it on YouTube. We sat under a tree and we rehearsed it. It's about this mother who is so obsessed with her son, and she's scared that the outside world will tell him of things that is not required at this point. ಆಡಿಬಾ ಮಗನೇ ರಾಮ ನೋಡುವೆ ಕಣ್ಣಿನ ಧುಮ್ಮ ಆಡಿಬಾ ಮಗನೇ ರಾಮ ನೋಡುವೆ ಕಣ್ಣಿನ ತುಂಬ ಚಾಡ್ಗಾರ ಬಜಾರದಾಗ ಚಾಡ ಎಳೆರೋ ರಾಮ ಮೋಸ್ಗಾರ ಬಜಾರದಾಗ ಮೋಸ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರ ರಾಮ ಆಡುತ್ತ ಬಂದು ಹಾಲು ಉಣ್ಣು ಬಾರೋ ಕುಡಿಯು ಬಾರೋ ಆಡಿವ ಮಗನೇ ರಾಮ ನೋಡುವೆ ಕಣ್ಣಿನ ತುಂಬ. But Parshurama is a force to reckon with. As he grows up, you cannot stop this child. Is this mic? Is this mic? Is the sound going on and off? Yeah? A little, no? Okay. Parshurama can't be stopped. He's a force of nature. He is Shiva's son. He's faster than the fastest. He's wiser than the wisest. He's stronger than the strongest. So he starts to go out of the realm that his mother has made for him. He starts to go to the village and starts to play with kids there. And because he's so extraordinary, everyone's losing to him at their own game. One day, this one kid who cannot take losing to Parshurama turns around and says, "Hey, yar nimappa?"
Nana,
Who's your father? He asks him. And Parshurama does not have an answer. All the kids laugh. He's humiliated. They call his mother names. He goes back home furious.
Mother,
Parshurama,
who is my father? Where is he? Do you even know who he is? Do you know what the people in the village are saying?
just like that, yet again, her commitment, her chastity, her purity all comes back into question again. Now, there are versions in the story where Parshurama was so upset about not knowing who his father is. He first doubts her and says, "You have to prove to me your purity. You will have to grow rice on a bed of rocks. You will have to make ganji and feed it to people who come here. Feed me food that is not grown out of water. Jump into a boiling pot of oil and not get burned." He puts her through insane sounding tortures and she comes out in flying colors. And he says to her,
Mother,
"Parshurama,
you're amazing.
mhm,
You're magical.
mhm,
You're stupendous.
you became to me."
But why won't you tell me who my father is? How do I get that information out of you?
And fearing her life and the tortures that will follow, she says, "Parshurama, I've had enough. Your father is Jamadagni. He sits on Gokak Buddha. He doesn't know of your existence, but if you must seek him out, do that. Go. And the sun. Parshurama goes up Gokak Gudda and finds Jamadagni, but a headless Jamadagni. This is said to have thrown him into a fit of rage so large that he picked up the Parshu on that day and lived up to his name. He killed thousands of Kshatriyas, people who were against, people who he assumed were to be blamed for his father's death. On his killing spree, he finds Kamadhenu in captivity in Saudati, goes and kills Kartigaraja.
Parshurama rescues Kamadhenu with Jamadagni, takes them both back to Gokak Buddha, picks up Jamadagni's head, places it on his body, and with Kamadhenu's help, brings him back to life. Father,
Who are you?
Father, I am Parshurama, son of Renuka Devi, and by Hindu law, your son.
Is that so?
Yes,
What do you want, Parshurama?
Father, I want your love, your affection, your wisdom. I want everything that a father can offer to a son. I want your name, Father. I want your name.
Love, wisdom, I'm not sure. But name. I can give you my name, says Jamadagni, but on one condition.
Just name it, Father. Consider it done.
Behead your mother. Parshurama is a teenage child. And at this point, mother's love is like a warm glass of milk going cold on the table. And father has this pass key to the world, name, fame, access. He picks father. So he goes to Renuka and speaks to her.
Mother,
Parshurama.
you love me, don't you?
Yes, Parshurama.
You would do anything for me, wouldn't you?
Yes, Parshurama.
Father has asked me to kill you. You would die for me, wouldn't you?
Yes, Parshurama, she says. And the son holds the mother's hand and escorts her all the way up Gokak Gudda. My teacher, Yellamma-B from Bellary, she sings this song. It's called Ninna Nanu Nambidenu. I trusted you, my son. To say, I hope you would have chosen better. I hope you had sided with me. I trusted today would not be that day. Ninna Nanu Nambidenu. ನಿನ್ನ ನಾನು ನಂಬಿದೆನು ಮಗನೇ ರಾಮ ನಿನ್ನ ನಾನು ನಂಬಿದೆನು ನಿನ್ನ ನಾನು ನಂಬಿದೆನು ಮಗನೇ ರಾಮ ನಿನ್ನ ನಾನು ನಂಬಿದೆನು. Manjama does this song on stage. It's a fairly short song, but she does these circles. Parshurama is holding her hand and she's crying, she's wiping away her tears, she's falling, she's waking up. She continues to sing through these tears. ಆಸರಿಲ್ಲದ ಬಳ್ಳಿ ಹಾಪಿದರೇನು ಆಸರಿಲ್ಲದ ಬಳ್ಳಿ ಹಾಪಿದರೇನು ಸರಿಯೋ ತಪ್ಪೋ ಇದ್ದರೂ ಇರದೇಗೆ ನಿನ್ನ ನಾನು ನಂಬಿದೆನು ಮಗನೇ ರಾಮ ನಿನ್ನ ನಾನು ನಂಬಿದೆನು. She collapses to the ground and Parshurama pulls her up and the song goes on and on and on. I remember thinking, as an audience person, something's gone wrong. Someone's forgotten lines. This song doesn't seem to be ending. And I remember asking Manjama, why is this scene so long? And she told me, ಎಲ್ಲರ ಅಳತನ ಕೈ ಬಿಡಲ್ ಶಿಲ್ಪ ಈ ಸೀನ್ದು. I don't finish this scene till everyone in the audience cries. Because no more Renukas are needed. We should feel so bad for the loss of this one woman. We need to feel that collective catharsis for it to never happen again. ನಿನ್ನ ನಾನು ನಂಬಿದೆನು ಮಗನೇ ರಾಮ ನಿನ್ನ ನಾನು ನಂಬಿದೆನು ಮಗನೇ ರಾಮ ನಿನ್ನ ನಾನು ನಂಬಿದೆನು ಮಗನೇ ರಾಮ ನಿನ್ನ ನಾನು ನಂಬಿದೆನು ನಿನ್ನ ನಾನು ನಂಬಿದೆನು ಮಗನೇ ರಾಮ ನಿನ್ನ ನಾನು ನಂಬಿದೆನು 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 ನಿನ್ನ ನಾನು ನಂಬಿದೆನು 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 ನಿನ್ನ ನಾನು ನಂಬಿದೆನು ನಿನ್ನ ನಾನು ನಂಬಿದೆನು ನಿನ್ನ ನಾನು ನಂಬಿದೆನು ಮಗನೇ ರಾಮ 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 ನಿನ್ನ ನಾನು ನಂಬಿದೆನು ಮಗನೇ ರಾಮ ನಿನ್ನ ನಾನು ನಂಬಿದೆನು Parashurama makes his mother stand in front of her ex-husband, picks up the parachute and beheads her. Her head rolls to the ground. Her body is still standing and another head starts to grow. He's panicked. He picks up his parachute and swings it again. Another head seems to grow. He swings again. And another head, so again and again and again and again and again and again and again, hundreds of heads to the left, hundreds of heads to the right. She's not dying. Parashurama turns to his father and says,
Father, mother is not dying.
and Jamadagni says, your mother is no ordinary woman. Shiva must have some protection spell. It's in her chest somewhere. Retract it. So Parashurama, dripping in his mother's blood, head to toe, picks up his parachute and slices his mother's chest open. Rips open her rib cage and finds an amulet. He extracts it, which returns to Shiva. He then beheads her for good measure, and she dies. Bhesh Parashurama Bhesh, I am impressed with you. I give you my name, and I will grant you a wish. Tell me, what do you want?
I want mother.
I will not be able to do that, Parashurama. But he sings, he says, there is no heavens, doors that will open for a boy who has killed his own mother. ತಾಯಿ ಅಕ್ಷರ ಕಡದು ಪಾಪಿಯಾದೇನಲ್ಲ ರಾಮ ತಾಯಿ ಅಕ್ಷರ ಕಡದು ಪಾಪಿಯಾದೇನಲ್ಲ ರಾಮ ತಾಯಿ ಕೊಂದವರೀಗ ಸ್ವರ್ಗವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಏ ರಾಮರ
ತಾಯಿ ಕೊಂದವರಿಗೆ ಸ್ವರ್ಗವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಏ ರಾಮರ.
Jamadagni says, your mother is no ordinary woman. Go to Shiva. ನಿನ್ನ ತಾಯಿ ಯಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ ಹಂತಿನ ತಕ್ಕಿ ಅಲ್ಲ ರಾಮ ನಿನ್ನ ತಾಯಿ ಯಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ ಹಂತಿನ ತಕ್ಕಿ ಅಲ್ಲ ರಾಮ ಶಿವನಿಗ ಕೇಳೋ ಬದುಕಿಸ್ಕೊಡಲಾಕ ಏ ರಾಮರ ಶಿವನಿಗ ಕೇಳೋ ಬದುಕಿಸ್ಕೊಡಲಾಕ ಏ ರಾಮರ. Go to Shiva, Parashurama. Go to Kailasa. Ask for the amulet back. Maybe she will come back. And Parashurama goes. He sits down on the foothills of Kailasa And he tries to prove to Shiva that he is repenting his decision. And so Shiva appears and he says, ಏನು ಹುಡುಗರು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಏನೇನೋ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾವ. He gives the amulet back. He says, go, fix your mom. Parshurama comes back, puts that amulet in his mother's chest, adds a head to her neck, and sews her back like a zombie monster. And she comes back. She comes back as Renuka 2.0. She comes back as Renuka Yellamma.
Udha, udha.
Udha udha devi ninaga namo namo taye. Udha udha devi ninaga namo namo taye. Udha udha devi ninaga namo namo taye.
Udha, udha devi ninaga namo namo taye.
ಯಾದ ಬಯಲ್ಲವ್ವ ದೇವಿ ನಡಗಿಯ ನೋಡೇನೆ. ಯಾದ ಬಯಲ್ಲವ್ವ ದೇವಿ ಅಡಗಿಯ ನೋಡೇನೆ. ಉದ ಉದ ದೇವಿ
ನಿನಗ ನಮೋ ನಮೋ ತಾಯೇ.
ಉದ ಉದ ದೇವಿ ನಿನಗ ನಮೋ ನಮೋ ತಾಯೇ. ಯಾದ ಬಯಲ್ಲವ್ವ ದೇವಿ ನಡಗಿಯ ನೋಡೇನೆ. ಯಾದ ಬಯಲ್ಲವ್ವ ದೇವಿ ನಡಗಿಯ ನೋಡೇನೆ. ಪಾಲಿಸಬೇಕೆನ್ನ ತಾಯಿ ಮುರು ಜಗದೊಳಗೆ ಮಮ್ಮಾಯಿ.
ಪಾಲಿಸಬೇಕೆನೆ ತಾಯಿ ಮೂರು ಜಗದೊಳಗೆ ಮಮ್ಮಾಯಿ.
ಪಾಲಿಸಬೇಕೆನ್ನ ತಾಯಿ ಮುರು ಜಗದೊಳಗೆ ಮಮ್ಮಾಯಿ. ಮೂರು ಜಗದೊಳಗೆ ಮಮ್ಮಾಯಿ. ನಿನಗುದೋ ಉದೋ ದೇವಿ. ಉದ ಉದ ದೇವಿ ನಿನಗ ನಮೋ ನಮೋ ತಾಯೇ.
ಉದ ಉದ ದೇವಿ ನಿನಗ ನಮೋ ನಮೋ ತಾಯೇ.
ಉದ ಉದ ದೇವಿ ನಿನಗ ನಮೋ ನಮೋ ತಾಯೇ. ಉದ ಉದ ದೇವಿ ನಿನಗ ನಮೋ ನಮೋ ತಾಯೇ. ಒಗಟೂರು ಊರಿಗೂ ಬಾಂದಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಲ್ಗೊಂಡ ಪಾಲ ಒಲದಿ. ಒಗಟೂರು ಊರಿಗೂ ಬಾಂದಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಲ್ಗೊಂಡ ಪಾಲ ಒಲದಿ. ರಾಯಗೊಂಡ ಪಾಲ ಒಲದಿ ನಿನಗುಧೋ ಉಧೋ ದೇವಿ. ಉದೋ ಉದೋ ದೇವಿ ನಿನಗ ನಮೋ ನಮೋ ತಾಯೇ. ಉದ ಉದ ದೇವಿ ನಿನಗ ನಮೋ ನಮೋ ತಾಯೇ.
ಉದ ಉದ ದೇವಿ ನಿನಗ ನಮೋ ನಮೋ ತಾಯೇ.
ಉದ ಉದ ದೇವಿ
ನಿನಗ ನಮೋ ನಮೋ ತಾಯೇ. This is a folk tale.
But we are not folk artists. We are urban researchers, artists who have been intrigued by her tale. And for myself, as a deity, a prominent deity in our community, it has been also about understanding one's own caste and class identity. So this is years of research and observing Jogatis, Jogammas, Devadasis in the North Karnataka region to bring you this story.
There are many versions of
Oh, thank you.
2 more minutes.
Yes.
2 more minutes. 2 more minutes.
2 more minutes. Yeah, we will.
There are many versions of Yellamma's tale. She's believed to have been born in Kashmir. There is a Renuka lake in Himachal Pradesh. There is a temple in Sri Lanka. There are thousands of references of Renuka in between all these places. And Saudati, which is the bastion of Yellamma and Karnataka, as you are entering the temple, it has an archway which depicts the story of Yellamma. And on that archway, you will see Jamadagni and Renuka sitting like Rama and Sita, with Parshurama at their feet like Hanuman with his hands folded. We didn't like that version.
It was hard. How a child who is looking for name and fame and hot water can bring parents together without any marriage counseling, no story arc. It was a little difficult to fathom
Also,
that version.
It seemed quite anticlimactic.
It is.
So we searched. And guess what? It didn't take us much. We found alternative versions to the story. And here is one alternative ending.
Renuka came back as Renuka 2.2, smarter, wiser, stronger Renuka. And she took one look at Jamadagni and she said, Jamadagni,
Hmm.
we are done.
Hmm?
I don't want to see your face again. Please get lost.
What?
Ah, ah. She looked at Parshurama. She said, Parshurama, what were you thinking? How many heads of mine have you wasted? Now use the strength and might in your arms. Take each head, hurl it in every direction, and wherever a head will fall, a version of me will be born. She will be born in her own region. They will sing her songs in another language. She will have her own story, but she's also me and I'm also her. And through this version, she kind of takes Mariamma, Dutturgi Bhagamma, Kolhapur Lakshmi, Ambabai, all of these deities who are prayed to only by the head as versions of herself, and that she is the version of them. And then she says, after you're done doing that, go far down south from me, and you do you, I do me. I am going to Saudati, where you have killed a king, and there is a kingdom without a king. As a Kshatriya princess, I will go bring law, peace, and order to the space. So she goes, she sits down on the throne. Kartviraja's widows and the widows of men who have been decimated by Parshurama come running to her. Say, Amma, die, bring our husbands die. Because without them, we have no social standing. We have no reason to live. She says, I know that conundrum all too well. I'll do you one better. Bring me Karthiviraja's body. And they bring her Karthiviraja's body.
She picks up his skull, scoops out its contents, and makes the chowki.
She hollows out his rib cage and she makes the Shruti.
She skins his back and puts membranes on both the instruments.
She breaks his thigh bone, the femur, for the Shruti, and his forearm for the handle of the Chaudki.
She pulls out his intestines and strings the instruments.
Yeah. She breaks his thumb, this is his thumb, and his small finger to play the Shruti. She hands the instrument over to the women and she says, here's your man. Live in pairs, find sisterhood, walk out of your homes no matter what caste and class you belong to, and find liberation, find freedom, find exposure. And she, I believe this version tells us that she ushered in a feminist movement long before the word was ever coined. And there are generations of women who've carried the cultural and physical labor of this tradition for us to be able to have it today. And look at it, not just as a tale, but anthropologically, socially, politically, speaks even to me, a contemporary Bangalore girl who studied next door in NCC. So that's with that we would like to
Before that, there have been a lot of artists that have inspired us
Yes.
to put this production together, and we'd like to name a few of them. There was Lakshman Master from Baso Kalyan.
I grew up as a child watching this man play Renuka, and really he was the best. Even today, when I channelize this story, tell bits of it, put it into my work, I have a lot of Lakshman Master in my mind. He passed away a few years ago, most likely due to alcohol abuse, which is the case for most Yellamma artists in our region. But that's Lakshman Master.
There's NGMA-B Jokti from Mariamanhalli.
She's a Padma Shri awardee known for Jokti Nritya, which is the trans women's dance form associated to this community. And she's been an integral part of our journey since 2017, since we met her. Yeah, that's Unjaman.
Then there's Ramava Jokti from Gwalrhalli.
Ramaka is from the same family from Bellary. She's my Jogati sister and our Chaudki teacher and mentor. I also have another production with her called Ramaka and I, which talks more about the livelihoods and rituals that the community follows. So that's Ramaka. Yeah.
Then we have Radhabai Madar from Kopatnur.
You can look her up. She's one of the most well-known Chaudhary players in Karnataka. She had once told me, "ನೀ ಜಾಕಿರ್ ಹುಸೇನ್ ಏನ್ play ಮಾಡಿ ತೋರ್ಸು ನಾ ಚೌಡಕಿನಾಗ ಬಾರಿಸಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ." So she's a really confident Chaudhary artist and she really plays stupendously. She has also made us question a lot about our process of working, collection, our privilege. So she's been very quintessential to the process that we've undertaken over the last 5-6 years, especially.
And she's also helped us with the ending,
The version
origin story.
which talks about the origin stories about, you're right, that comes from Radhavai.
And last but not least, Gundama would be from Murgi.
My grandmother, we lost her 3 years ago at the end of COVID, but her spirit is with me, and every time I tell the story or sing any of her songs, I believe that's what folk tradition is meant to do, give you a sense of continuity. So she is in everything that I do. So thank you, Ajji, for dragging me to these plays at an age where I wanted to be at Disney World. So thank you, Gundamam.
Thank you, NGMA. Thank you
Thank you
all
for hosting. Thank you so much. Thank you to the guys who helped out with light and sound. Please follow our work. It's largely research based and um, requires a lot of funding. But yes, please check our work out. It's on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
We are called Urban Folk Projects.
Aditya Kotukota.
Shilpa Mudbi Kotukota.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shilpa ji. Thank you, Aditya ji. So lovely, beautiful performance. And I'd like to invite our director, NGMA director, Ms. Priyanka Mary Francis, to offer a token of appreciation.
Thank you, Shilpa and Aditya. Wonderful to have that feminist ending to the performance because most of the time we don't get to hear that kind of version in all the vocal traditions, which are often purposely maybe omitted. Yeah. So thank you for doing that extra effort of research and trying to bring out that version as well. And it was overall a very marvelous performance. Thanks to both of you. Made our beginning of our Foundation Day celebrations meaningful.
On behalf of National Gallery of Modern Art, Bengaluru, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our respected director, NGMA Bangalore, Ms. Priyanka Mary Francis, and to all STEAM guests for being with us this evening and for your continued support, participation in our program. We sincerely thanks to Ministry of Culture, Government of India for its continued support in promoting and preserving India's rich artistic and cultural heritage. Our special thanks to go to artists for the evening, Ms. Silpa Modubi Kothakota and Sri Aditya Kothakota for the Urban Folk Project for their powerful and evocative performance for Yellamma and Other Stories. Through music storytelling, they have given us a deeply moving experience that resonates with themes and faithfully identity and lived historic. We also extend our appreciation to our curatorial team, technical team, and all staff members of NGMA Bangalore, whose dedicated effort behind the scene and today's program possible. Once again, thanks to all for joining us in celebration of today's Foundation Day celebration of NGMA Bangalore. Thank you. Thank you so much. Please visit again. And tomorrow also we are celebrating NGMA 17th Foundation Day, and there will be a performance of Odissi dance and Kathak dance by Miss Sarita um, Mishra, and Kathak dance group is from Nadam Dance Group from Bangalore. So please visit again tomorrow for the tomorrow's performance. Thank you very much. And we are also present in Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp community. So please keep following us. Thank you. Thank you once again.